Hello, Charles Van Morgan on the campaign trail here in South Knoxville. So we are knocking on doors from bell to bell. This rate will cover all of the district several times. Of course, we won't bug people. If you tell us you're not interested or something like that, then we won't bother you. But a lot of people would like for us to come back, and we will, to remind them when to vote. And so we're out, been out all day knocking on doors and asking people to vote for us and listening to people. That's the whole gist of the campaign. Knoxville City Council, I'm trying to win the first district seat, which is South Knoxville and Fort Sanders area, promising that when I get the district seat, my vote will be in accordance to your wishes here in South Knoxville. We'll listen to you, and sometimes we'll agree with the mayor and the other city council members, and sometimes we won't. I'm not afraid to dissent respectfully, and we'll be as respectful as they allow us to be. I don't think we're under any obligation to take abuse, and I'm not going to. And I've had a lot dished out to me while I've been running for public office, and it's disgusting and disgraceful. So, excuse me, all the pollen out here gets to my allergies. So, but we're going to listen to you all. And on the campaign trail, 99.9% of people are very nice, very kind people. There's one particular party, and I won't say which. It's none of people's business, really, quite frankly, who I voted for in the presidential race. This is not anything to do with that. This is a local election, and it's nonpartisan. So it's none of nobody's business. And 99.9% of the people are super nice. There's one particular party, man, it's like they just want to fight, and which is, go fight with somebody else on your own property. I'm not going there. I'm not doing that. It's not gonna happen. I'll leave as fast as I can. Don't follow me, but and attack me. That wouldn't work out well for you. But one particular party, they're vicious people. I'm just saying, I'm just telling you, I'm out here with my boots on the ground, just telling you how it is, and I'm not going to say which one. Y'all can figure it out yourself, think what you want. But when the first thing I'm asked is who did I vote for in the presidential election, and I'm running for city council, and I'm on your property, knocking on your door, and asking you for your vote for city council, and promising it's on the leaflet to listen to what you got to say, your government, to you, the voice of the people. And that's my offer, to listen to what you got to say. And the first thing some people want to do is ask me who I voted for in the presidential election if I'm on their property. And I'm going to tell you right up front, I'm not going to answer that question. I don't have to answer that question. And that's not a fair question, because Mr. Joe Biden and Mr. Donald Trump can take care of themselves. I'm not running for president, and I'm an independent candidate. I don't support either party, and even if I did, this is a nonpartisan race. And my position is very clear. You can write this down, and you can remember this when you go in the voting booth. My position is that I will listen to your voice. Power to the people movement, your power. That means if you elect me, then I'll give you power in the government, and I'll vote the way you want me to. Now, there's some extreme views out here that I can't go along with. If some neighborhoods want certain things that I don't necessarily agree with, then we'll try to get that done for that neighborhood. But one small group of people cannot run a whole district. You're not going to put your wishes that I'll vote for throughout the whole South Knoxville, Fort Sanders area. And a lot of people know what I'm talking about, the extreme views of the major parties in Washington. And I'm not going to argue with you on your front porch. It's not because I'm afraid, it's because I'm respectful, and that's your front porch. And you have no business knowing who I voted for in the presidential election. It's none of your business. That's not what I'm there for. And I'm not going to tell you, unless I want to, unless I decide to. Just like I won't ask you who you voted for in that election. It has nothing to do with that. But I guess some people think if you're running for office, you have to represent a party, which has been very difficult for me, because that is part of the problem. So I'll just tell you straight up, both parties are crooked as hell. They go in with a certain amount of money and come out rich. Now, how does that happen? You serve them, make them rich, and they make laws to benefit themselves and corporations. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not representing either party, and I'm not going to. So if you want to know who I voted for, you can ask. But if you're a member of the opposing party whom I voted for, and I vote for people of both parties, I'm not going to tell you, because I'm respectful. I'm not arguing with you on your own property. And that has nothing to do with this race. And a lot of people get very vicious about that. That's pretty disgusting. I'm not a novice. I've been doing this a long time. And I'm very nice to people, and I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to listen to you. Even if you have an opposing view from me, I'll listen to you. And if enough people have that opposing view, then that's fine. That's great. When we get to city council, then we'll vote the way that the people want it, in spite of my wishes, unless it's a fundamental issue that I won't bend on. And then, that's I'm not gonna leave my core values out. Being honest with people and voting for the betterment of society and upholding the Constitution. If what you want violates the Constitution, I'm not gonna vote that way. And a lot of the things they're doing in city council violate the Constitution. I met some really interesting people today. Been out all day, passed out a lot of flyers to people that wanted them. And both parties don't want me doing this. Both parties hate me. But that's all right. I don't care. I'm out here for the people, just like I was out here for the people when I was a Tennessee State Trooper. Before that, when I was in law enforcement, I served the people better than anybody else. Numbers don't lie. Protected more lives than anybody. And the government did me dirty, so you're going to vote for somebody that's already in the government, that's going to do what the government says. And both members are practically in the government, because the lady that's running against me is friends with the mayor, and another lady that's running against me is in the government. She works for a governmental department right now. And if you trust the government, which I know all of you do, yeah, right, no you don't, I know you don't, I'll talk to you, then, I wouldn't vote for her, because you're just going to get more of what the government wants. And they'll lie to you. Another lady sells insurance. She makes attorneys rich selling insurance, doesn't she? Car insurance and all that stuff I think she sells, but I know she sells insurance, so that just makes attorneys rich. They get themselves a big bucket of money by policies, and they accept policies, which she sells, and deny claims. And attorneys make megabucks. When they do have to pay up, they make megabucks off the claims. So if you sell insurance, I hate it for you, but you're just making insurance companies rich. What I do right now is I protect people's lives even to this day. I drive people home, sometimes, a lot of times, that are impaired, and protect people's lives, just like I did, and maybe even better than when I was a Tennessee State Trooper police officer. Started my career working for the government, and the government never did me right. Never did. In any job I ever worked for the government, I did the people right, but they didn't do me right. I started my career working in a jail the way I think a lot of officers ought to have to, and at the bottom of the totem pole. And then I got on with the University of Tennessee Police Department, and they have a historical photograph of me, so you can look it up. Historical photograph from, I think, about 1993. Me and another officer pouring out students beer on bush. And you can see a little bit of my personality hadn't changed much from 1993, except for I've grown up a little bit and learned the hard facts of life, that the government is crooked as hell. They'll step over bodies to get your money and power. And I'm not in government. When I was, I didn't do that. I served you. And I'll be the biggest public servant, one of the biggest public servants in Knoxville, if I'm elected to the city council. So when I go up to people's doors, and I've been knocking on them all day, I don't go on people's property that don't want me. If it's got a no trespassing, no soliciting sign, then I won't go there. I will go if it has to be wear a dog, because I love dogs, and I had one jump on me today. You can see my pants all dirty. I had a dog jump on me. I had one bite me one time before, but just let me know who's boss. But God bless you all. I enjoy talking to people and enjoy listening. You know, I don't like knocking on doors, but it's a way to get votes. And when I get out and start talking to people, and more people ought to be into politics that I meet out here, because you are the sweetest, most nicest people that you'll ever meet, the kindest people, and thank you all so very much. It is a lot of fun and encouraging to meet people knocking on doors, and you get to where you like it after you get started and talk to a few nice Knoxvillians. You all are such kind people. And let me tell you what, a lot of you all are a whole lot smarter than me, and I love listening to you, listen to your ideals. I even had a man tonight discuss with me about the infrastructure, how we're not prepared for the influx of people, and we need to work on the infrastructure, and he would like to preserve some of the historical Knoxville. I hadn't thought about this before, but the single homes instead of making duplexes out of everything, which is something I hadn't even thought about. That, you know, the single homes are nicer than getting in an apartment. Sometimes those are necessary to keep people from being homeless, but we don't need to give up our single family homes, beautiful land where we live apart, a little ways apart from people. And we don't need to get so upset and excited about change that we leave the foundation behind, that we're all in a box in an apartment building crammed in. And not all apartments are bad, and a lot of people like apartments, but we still need to have our single family homes and approve those, and not zone them out. Because I guarantee you the people in government power ain't going to be zoned out of their single family mansions that they got off your tax dollars. So, out campaigning all day. Thank you all for listening. I'll let you go, but I'm not going to tell you who I voted for in the campaign in the presidential race, because quite frankly it's none of your business. I wouldn't ask you, but I will ask you to vote for me. I vote my conscience, vote my heart, and satisfied with what I voted. And I think Mr. Joe Biden did a lot of good things. I think Mr. Trump does a lot of good things. Do I agree with him on everything? No, they're not. They're nowhere near the only perfect man that lived on this earth, which was Jesus Christ. And that's who I ultimately answer to. And remember this in closing, that John 3:16 says it very plainly, for God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. God loves you, and I do too. Thank you, and please listen again. Vote Charles Van Morgan City Council, District 1. Early voting August 6th. You can vote at Meridian Baptist Church. If I win in the primary, I get to the general election, and we'll take back Knoxville and listen to the people in the city of Knoxville, and leave Washington out of our city unless they want to send money for grants in here. We'll take that, but we're going to run Knoxville the way we want to run it, because I don't think Washington's run right the way they run it. So we ain't listening to them. Goodbye for now. Thank you all so very much. Such kind people. Bye-bye.